Namaskar. Welcome again for our live, and I'll be answering some questions. The question today is how to maintain commitments. So let's see answer to this question. One of the important things in our life is to maintain our commitments. Even more important is the choice of commitments. Be it in our daily lives or in the spiritual aspect of our lives, we make commitments. At work, we are assigned tasks and we have to commit to accomplish them by a deadline. In our family life, also, we make commitments, and our partners, siblings, children, relatives, friends, they expect us to fulfill them. Spiritual books say that there are three categories of people. One category, those who are afraid of making any commitments, so they don't start anything. Number two, those who make commitments, but when facing difficulties, they give up. And then number three, those who make the commitments and they go all the way through, facing the hardships and all difficulties to fulfill them. This third type is considered the best type of person. So it is quite important to make commitments and fulfill them. And that's why we should be realistic and practical when it comes to committing ourselves to anything. Make smaller, simpler, easier commitments to start with. And as you get better prepared, better trained, take on something more difficult. Avoid overcommitting yourself to tasks that you are not yet prepared to accomplish. Let us think about meditation as an example. Meditation can be hard for the untrained mind and body. You may have difficulties to concentrate. You may have pains in your body to remain still for a number of minutes. So if you start by committing to, let's say, half an hour meditation, and you are just a fresh beginner, you may sustain it for a few days, but then you may start to slack and even stop. So better to start with a shorter session, let us say 10 minutes. Then when you are well established in the 10 minutes, you go to 15. Then you go to 20. Eventually, you reach the same 30 minutes. But now you have prepared yourself for that. You will be able to sustain it in the longer period of time. So in the same way, in other aspects of our life, in our work life or family life, we can do the same. In our work life, we might not want to disappoint our boss, and therefore we make a commitment to accomplish too many tasks. And then we get either too stressed or we are just unable to fulfill all our promises. In yoga, some people start learning yoga and spiritual practices, and they decide to do everything at once, which could be, let's say, catastrophic. And they end up giving up the practice and feeling that it's not for them. Let us say that you read about a certain yogi, a certain saint, and that only ate once a day, did not sleep because meditated all night, used to fast for weeks, and then you decide, oh, I'm going to do the same. But you are not ready, you're not prepared. And you start it, but maybe you can keep it for a while, but eventually you end up giving up and thinking, no, this doesn't work for me. So how to maintain the commitments? Start by taking up only what you can accomplish and with a bit more extra effort. As your capacity increases, as your confidence increases, you take on bigger things. Do it gradually. Get to understand your limits and how to push yourself gradually beyond your comfort zone. Don't do things to impress others. Go ahead on your own terms, but challenging yourself just a few steps beyond your comfort zone. That will keep you always moving ahead in a sustainable way. Work to increase your capacity. Practice. Train yourself. You start with small commitments. As you fulfill these small commitments, you create trust with other people. They will learn to rely on you. Your word will have value. And in the long run, you will be able to accomplish much more. So I hope this simple set of tips will help you. And just as a review of what I just said, one, it is important to fulfill your commitments. Two, be realistic. Commit to what you can accomplish. Don't do it to impress others. Start small and grow. Increase your capacity. Practice, train, gradually make bigger commitments. And number three, be patient. Don't rush. And of course, meditate regularly to keep your mind always sharp and determined. And that was what I wanted to share with you today on this question. And I think we all struggle with it, but there are ways to go about it. Thank you very much for being here, and see you next time. Namaskar.